it's Angela De Souza here from Women's Business Club, and I just want to encourage you today in what you are doing. Is what you are doing what you want to do? And what I mean by that is, very often we can get caught up in sheep syndrome. We can be obliviously following the crowd. We can be doing what we think we ought to do. We can be maybe doing even a business or a career because that's what we think we should be doing. Or we could be following the latest craze because everybody else is. Or we could be running our business in a way that we think we should be. I could go on, the list could go on. But it's sheep syndrome. In many cases, we're following the crowd. We are suddenly caught by the latest craze or pandemic, the thing that's going on in the world, and behaving accordingly because everyone else is. And this is a very dangerous behavior. This behavior can rob us of so much. It can rob us of our very life and our passion. So today I wanted to talk to you about what you're doing. Is it what you really want to be doing? And I thought in this season in the world at the moment, why not use what's going on as an opportunity to reflect, an opportunity to take a long, hard, honest look at your life and what you're doing to make a living. Is it what you really want to be doing? We are facing change. It's inevitable. We all have to adapt and change now. We don't have a choice. We may be forced into change that we didn't want to be forced into. I certainly know Women's Business Club is being forced into running online events, and that's something I never dreamed of doing and never wanted to do. Yet we're being forced into change. So we have two options. We either embrace the change and make it the most amazing change and something wonderful can come out of it, or we can resist the change, damage our company, damage those who are looking to us for guidance, and maybe end up with nothing, maybe in the end up with loss or end up with severe damage to what we've created. And so where are you at in your business or your career right now? Is change being forced upon you? You're not ready for it. You didn't want it. Or maybe you're even doing something that you never ever wanted to do. Can you use that? Can there be good that can come out of it? And I'm going to answer the question for you. Yes. Yes, you can use it. Yes, good can come out of it. It's up to you though. Your response and your attitude towards your current circumstances, that's your choice. Change may not be your choice, but what you do with it absolutely is your choice. And I guarantee you, good can come out of it. I'm 100% sure. I have no doubt, whatever your story is, whatever you're facing, I know all of these things can work together and good can come out of it. It is possible, and it is possible for you. But instead of embracing it, instead of rising to the challenge, instead of seeing what the possibilities are, do you find yourself trapped in this sheep syndrome? You're just like, oh, everybody's buying toilet paper. I need to buy toilet paper. Everybody's, stopping to pay their memberships in their gym. I should stop paying memberships on my gym. Or in our case, everybody's like, I'm not going to pay my Women's Business Club membership. I have to stockpile money. Actually, I was chatting to my husband just 5 minutes ago, and he was telling us what we should stop paying. And I said to him, our financial situation hasn't changed, and there's no indicator that it's going to change in the immediate future. So why are we suddenly stopping these things? Everybody else is doing it, and it might be right for some of you, and some of the things you're stopping may be good for you. Absolutely. I'm not saying carry on as if nothing's happening. Definitely take stock, and it's a great time to assess your finances. There are things that I have cancelled. I'm like, well, I never really needed it, and now's a good time to be a bit more careful with money. Absolutely. But are you running around like a headless chicken, or in my case, using animal analogies, like a sheep? Just, everybody ran in that direction. Let's run in that direction. You don't have a clue why you're running in that direction. You don't have a clue why you're doing what you're doing, but everyone's doing it. So it must be the right thing to do. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. We are doing more damage than good by behaving in this way. So I challenge you, take a day off. Take a day off from what's going on in the world. Take a day off from your difficult circumstances. Take a day off from your business if you need to. Take a day off from work. Tell your boss you're having a sick day or a mental health day. Whatever you need to do, just take a day off. That's my best advice right now. Get out of this frenzy, this panic state of mind. Get out of this sheep syndrome mindset. Just take a day. Just a day. Nothing is going to happen if you take a day off. Take a day off and take a long, hard look at your life and answer some of these questions. First of all, are you doing what you really want to be doing with your life? Change is being thrust upon you, so you may as well change. If things are going to change, then why not totally change what you're doing with your life if it's not what you want to be doing? Take a long, hard look. Is this the life I want? Is this how I want to spend the rest of my life? And if the answer is no, if ever there was a time to make a change, it's now. If ever there was a time to take a bit of a risk, it's now. Because you're going to be faced with change. You're going to be faced with risk anyway. So go for it. If you want to start a business, or if you want to change a business, or if you need business support, please come to Women's Business Club, because we have so many amazing businesswomen who have done what you are thinking of doing and can give you advice. And you can learn from their mistakes. You don't have to make the same mistakes. So if you are thinking of making a change and you would like some support, please get in touch. We have a range, a wide variety of support we can offer you. We can offer you everything from free templates and tutorials all the way to, mentoring, coaching, membership. We can take you all the way to a £25,000 corporate membership if your company wants our support with change. I mean, there's from nothing to expensive and everything in between available. And there's something that suits you at your stage of the journey. And we have a team of experts with various expertise and years of experience that can support you in a change. In fact, I was just speaking to one of our team last night, and she was saying how she made a significant change, going from being an accountant at a very well-known car brand, turning it into a creative business where she is now a photographer, and she's able to help people through her photography, a very particular niche that she has. But she said she couldn't have done it without her business coach. And so, yes, you can make the change. And yes, you do need support. I promise you, you need support. And I say that because when I first made my big change, I went from my corporate career and I set up my first business. And I didn't know that I didn't know so much. I had a great idea. I thought, I'm going to leave my job and I'm just going to do it, And actually, there was so much that I didn't realize I needed in place, so much I didn't realize I didn't know, and eventually the business did fail. And that's great. I have no regrets, because that was my degree, that was my learning curve. That's where I learned everything that I need to know now. And there's still so much now that I know that I probably don't know, and I will learn and I will grow. But if you really want to make a change and you are willing to accept support, we can offer you all types of support, so get in touch. This wasn't intended to be a big pitch for Women's Business Club. It isn't a big pitch for Women's Business Club. It's intended to encourage you. However, I would be really foolish if I didn't explain the type of support that we have available to you if you want to make the change. So that's the first point. Are you really doing what you want to be doing with your life? And if not, why not use this opportunity to make a change? The second thing is, take an honest, logical look at your finances, your business finances or your personal finances or both. Take a look at it and take this opportunity to improve in the area of your finances. Don't panic. Don't go out there panicking and deciding that you're suddenly going to cancel everything. Just like stop everything. I'm scared I'm going to have no money. It may be a good idea to tighten the belt. It may be a good idea to look at some unnecessary expenses that you do have. Absolutely. There's always wisdom in doing that regardless of the state of the world. But at the same time, just remember that if we're all panicking and we're all cancelling things, we are actually damaging the economy. And when we come out of this, we're going to be looking at a very broken world that we've damaged when it may not have been necessary to damage it. If that makes sense. Does that make sense? So what I mean is, like, there are things that we are cancelling, absolutely, because we don't really need them right now, and it's great to, to be a bit careful, absolutely. But there are things that we don't need to be cancelling now, and I don't want to put another business out of business because we all just decide to cancel when it's not necessary. Is our financial situation changing that much? And, have an honest look. Some businesses will go out of business. That's the sad reality. And if you may be one of those businesses and you think you'd rather have a contingency plan, then really start taking a look at your business. Is it really what you want to be doing with your life? And if it really is, then you can fight for it. There's funding, there's support available. And again, if you want help, we don't have all the answers, but we can certainly connect you with people who do have the answers. Let's support you through this. Let's help you fight for your business. But if it's something that maybe you want to let go of, then use the opportunity to let go of it and come out of it with something more positive. It might be time to go back to work and get a job. It might just be time to enjoy a career. Careers are amazing things for various reasons, and I'm not going to go into that now. It might be time to leave a career and start a business. It might be time to make these changes. But when it comes to your finances, definitely be careful. Definitely make sure that you're being wise with your finances. But I would say just think of the knock-on effect. If you go around cancelling things, damaging those businesses, and then those businesses have to go around cancelling things, damaging other businesses, and at the end, it won't be very long before we've completely ruined the economy when we didn't really need to. So do what you need to do, absolutely. But don't be a sheep and suddenly panic and cancel everything because everybody else is doing that and you're scared. And another opportunity that comes out of this is looking at your contingency plan. I know in our business plan, we always have the contingency planning section, and it feels like a very theoretical exercise. It's a case of, tick the boxes, write a contingency plan. What if this, what if that? That's great. But actually, contingency planning becomes very real in these situations. And I think now, in the midst of what's going on, is a brilliant time to go to the contingency planning part of your business plan and really do it in real time. Do it with real scenarios. Now that we're in a bit of a state where we maybe have a contingency plan and we are rescued by it, or we don't, and we may be in a difficult spot at the moment, now's the time to go to the contingency planning part of your business plan and really do it in real time. I think that will really help you through future difficult patches, and they will come. They will come, even if it's just your business or if it's a global thing, or, we always face rough patches in our businesses and times of excess. And so it's a case of doing this now because it feels so real. I think you could write a much better contingency plan than you would if you were starting a business and it was all theory, or if you were flourishing in your business and, nothing bad's going to happen. We just tick the boxes and write our contingency plan. And if you are new in business and you don't know what I'm talking about, or you don't have a business plan, you don't have a contingency plan, once again, we have plenty available on the website. Most of it is available for free, or $2.99 per template. Or if you want a bit more help, you can have some mentoring with one of our mentors. Or basically just jump into our Facebook group or our LinkedIn group and ask loads of questions as well. There's plenty of support out there. Don't think there's any such thing as a stupid question. We've all been there. We all started. We all didn't know what we didn't know then, and we've all learned and grown. So please ask away. Any questions you have, ask those questions. So consider the sheep syndrome. Consider yourself. Where are you at? Are you becoming absorbed by the general heaviness around you, or are you feeling heavy? Separate the two. Separate the reality of the situation. Yes, there's heaviness in the world. From yourself, am I feeling heavy, or am I absorbing the heaviness around me and becoming heavy? Because it is actually possible for you to feel quite upbeat, and it doesn't mean you're being insensitive to what's going on around you, but you can feel quite upbeat, you can feel quite positive, you can feel quite energized and motivated if you have that within you, don't allow what's going on around you to dampen that, because we need people like you. We need people who can keep the energy up, people who can be positive, people who can be leaders, people who can say, right, there's good coming out of this, people that can do positive posts. We need that. And so you may be feeling genuinely down. It may be inside of you. You may be down within you. You may be struggling with a low mood. You may be struggling with some depression. You may be, feeling really fearful or anxious or worried. And that could be your reality. And there's a different way to deal with that. Okay. I'm not talking about those people. And yes, we all have those days. And that's different. Having a day like that is different from actually being like that. You're struggling on a whole nother level. I'm talking first and foremost to those people who are absorbing the heaviness from around them. They're taking it in and becoming heavy because of what's going on. And if you have the strength, or if you have the wellness within you to resist that and to make it the firm decision, I'm not going to be heavy. I don't need to be heavy. And then decide why. Decide why you don't need to be heavy. Decide that, you know what, I have a roof over my head and I'm going to be grateful for that today. Because today I have a roof over my head. I had a wonderful problem today of finding space in my freezer because my husband decided to go shopping and get a few extra bits. We didn't overbuy. We didn't buy more than we needed, but we did want to buy 2 weeks of shopping instead of 1 week of shopping because... Anyway, long story, but you know the story. But basically, had to find a little bit extra space, trying to get everything to fit in. And I was able to do that and say, I'm so grateful that I'm able to have food in my freezer, in my fridge, in my cupboards. I'm so grateful that there was toilet paper in the shop, and suddenly you start being grateful for everything you do have. And everything inside of you just rises up. It's like, wow, yes, we're going through a tough time, but wow, look at how much we do have. And it'll be different for you. Maybe you don't have food in your freezer. Maybe you're really struggling. And I know that's hard. I've been through it. Believe you me, I know how hard it can be and how soul destroying it can be, especially when you have children to feed. Been there. But, and I'm not saying this insensitively, you really can find something else to be grateful for. We all have something to be grateful for. And some of us have to dig deeper than others to find it. But you know what? If you've got breath in your lungs right now and you're breathing, you have something to be grateful for. If you are ill at the moment and you're struggling, but you have loved ones around you, you have something to be grateful for. If you have a meal on your table tonight, you have something to be grateful for. If you have a bed to sleep in, I'm not going to go on and on, but you get the point. The thing is, once you start expressing gratitude, once you start speaking it out loud, is the most powerful way to do it. You change the whole cycle inside of you. You start producing positive, happy hormones, and then you start seeing other things that you're grateful for. And if you can get yourself into that amazing pattern, then you can start to see opportunities, and then you can start to do something phenomenal with your life. There's something inside of you that needs to come out. And sometimes it takes pressure. It takes a difficult circumstance to force that thing out. Think of a butterfly. Two of my favorite stories. One is a butterfly. And I don't know if this is scientifically true or not. This may be fact, this may be fiction. Regardless, it's encouraging. You can check the science and get back to me. But I heard the story of how there was this little boy who saw a chrysalis and a butterfly struggling to get out of the chrysalis. And so he took scissors and carefully cut it, and to help the butterfly, to free the butterfly so it didn't have to struggle. And the butterfly just lay there, didn't fly at all. And so he asked his dad, he said, Dad, what's wrong with the butterfly? Why won't he fly? And he explained how he had cut the chrysalis carefully to allow the butterfly out. And the dad said, well, son, you see, the butterfly needs the struggle, because when the butterfly struggles, it forces this fluid into its wings that then allows it to open up and fly. And for me, that's such a beautiful story, where our struggle gives us what we need to fly. And I just realized, I just got goosebumps how apt it is for us as Women's Business Club, because our logo is a woman with wings. It does look like a butterfly, but if you look closely, it's a woman with wings. And it's a case of our struggles make us. Our struggles give us what we need to fly. And if we try and bypass the struggle, we could actually be like that butterfly that was unable to fly because it needed the struggle to get the fluid into the wings to be able to fly. And then one of my other favorite stories is diamonds. Diamonds. Now, this is scientifically, true and accurate, but if you think about a diamond, one of the most precious, most beautiful things is formed from a lump of coal under pressure over a long period of time. That's how you get a diamond. And there's no other way to get a true diamond. A lump of coal, a dirty old black lump of coal, under extreme pressure over a long period of time. Now, I don't know how many of you are nodding right now, but I know I'm nodding like, yep, I get the pressure. I get the dirty lump of coal. I get the long time. Whew, one day I'm going to shine like a diamond. And so those are just some cute little stories to help and encourage you and help you push through whatever you're going through and make sure that you put something ahead. That's my final point. It's so easy to look at the here and now, to look at the struggles that we're facing, to look at how things are, forget about what lay ahead. If we are not looking ahead 2, 3, 6 months down the line, if we're not looking to the end of the year, if we're not, first of all, putting something ahead to be excited about, the difficult time is really going to bring us down. And if we don't plan for what's ahead, then we could come out of this, but there's nothing to come out to. So, for example, in our business, we could be running around trying to scrape pennies together to survive, but that's all we think about is survival. That's all we're thinking about. How can I get through this? We haven't thought ahead. So we survive, we come out of it, and we've survived, but there's nothing left at the end except just more of the same, survival. If you can somehow look ahead, what does it look like when you come out of it? Put something there, first of all, to be excited about, like a reward or a holiday or a new pair of shoes. Like, just put something mentally there. Like, when I get to this point, I'm going to do this or I'm going to get this. There's something positive, something that excites you and fills you that you're putting in the future, because we all need to be able to see past the storm. But we also need to be planning for the future whilst we're dealing with the present. And it's so easy to get caught up in just dealing with the present that when we get to that point of, okay, we've made it, but now what? We face crisis number 2. Crisis number 2 is, well, now there's nothing. There's nothing left of my business. I paid the bills, but there's nothing left. Or I survived, but it's not exciting anymore. It drains me. Or, oh my goodness, I survived, but this is not what I wanted my life to look like. And it'll be different for all of us, but put something in the future and plan for the future. Plan for 6 months' time. Plan for a year's time. Make sure that you're still building what you're passionate about. And so I'm going to leave you with that. I think I've said an awful lot tonight. I'll do my best to summarize those 4 points up in the description. But please know that you're not alone, that there's always somebody at Women's Business Club that can support you, one of the team, one of the members. We could even just connect you with one of the people in a distant community, but we're all here for you, and we can really pull together in this time and show what it means to be a community of businesswomen. So that's it from me. I'm going to do my best to pop a few more videos on to just keep us going through this time. I'd love to hear from you, how you're doing. I'd love to hear if you have anything to contribute. Do you have any resources, videos, templates, suggestions? Let's build the vault on our website with even more. If you want to have a look at the vault for resources, it's on our website, www.womensbusiness.club/vault. Have a look on there. We've got tons of stuff there to support you in your business. And all of it is super affordable. There's nothing there that's going to break the bank. It's mostly £2.99 or completely free for members. And then if you just want advice, hop into one of our social media groups. We have a vibrant Facebook group, vibrant LinkedIn group. We have Twitter, Pinterest, you name it, we've got it. And yeah, just keep connected. Keep connected. Don't, even though we have to be isolated, don't isolate yourself, because we have so much going online. We just launched last night Virtual Business Network, which is so exciting. I would never have done this if I weren't forced into this change. But now that we're doing it, I think it's going to be something really positive that we're going to keep long term, because even when a compulsory isolation is going to be lifted, we're actually going to be left with a lot of people across the country whose life is isolated. They've always been isolated for health reasons or for financial reasons or whatever the case may be. There's a lot of people who live isolated. This is their life. And so we've developed something that's going to serve us for now, but it's also future-proofed, and it's going to serve many that we wouldn't have thought to necessarily serve in this way, but now we have something that we can offer them. So it's very exciting. Hop onto the website, womensbusiness.club/virtual-business-networking. I probably should shorten that to VBN, but it's really good for SEO. So, okay, enough waffle from me. Lovely to see you again. Thank you so much for listening, and let's have a conversation over in one of our social media groups. Bye.